Hey, welcome back to my channel, Duct Tape Mechanic. In this video, I'm going to show you how to easily fix a Samsung washing machine that's giving a 4C error code. If you find this video to be helpful, make sure you subscribe to my channel for more DIY and tinkering videos. Alright, so here is the washing machine in question, but this particular video is going to be applicable to any sort of Samsung top-load washing machine that was made in the last 10 to 15 years. They all can pretty much have this issue, but if you're curious, that is the model number of the particular machine I'm working on in this video. Before we get to fixing it, I'm going to show you a quick clip of what this 4C error code looks like. Alright, so this is the issue that I'm talking about. It's a 4C error. So that's an issue with the water flow. Luckily for us, this is a fairly easy issue to solve, so let's get to it. The 4C error code is caused by an issue with the water supply coming into the washing machine. Now that's mostly caused by two issues on these sort of washers. The number one reason, and that's usually the cause about 60% of the time, is clogged water inlet filters. Now I covered this in a YouTube short video, but I got a lot of requests to go into more details, so I will do just that. And the second reason is actually battered water valves, and we'll also be covering that in this video as well. But both of those issues are easy to solve. Okay, to get started, we're going to go ahead and unplug the machine, and then also, after you unplug it, go ahead and undo both the hot and the cold water lines as well. So the main cause of this issue is going to be clogged inlet water filters. Luckily for you and anybody else who has this issue, this is going to be pretty much a free repair. So all you got to do is get a needle nose pliers and grab the filter and just pull it out. And as you can see, this one here is particularly clean because I fixed or cleaned these as part of troubleshooting. But once you get these out, you can clean this filter up using a toothbrush, and I also just kind of like to get a kind of spray bottle here and just shoot whatever dirt or particle buildup out the other way like this. And I also use a little kid's toothbrush to clean that out as well. And you want to do that for both the cold and the hot. And if it's so gunked up that you can't get it, clean, I think that you can also find these on Amazon for a couple of bucks. So you can just swap those out if need be. But whatever you do, don't pull them out and bypass them, because then your valves are going to get clogged and you're going to end up flooding your house. So these are there for a reason, and they do serve a purpose. But they do get clogged a lot, and I see this all the time on this sort of machines. I don't know if their filter pore size is particularly small or what, but they will get clogged, and it'll lead to that 4C error code. Now after you get them clean with the brush and back flushing it with some water, to install them, all you got to do is just put it back onto your needle nose pliers and just stick them in there like so. Easy peasy. So let's say you pull your filters out and they're sparkling clean and you're still getting a 4C error code. Well, that pretty much means your water valves are bad. And I'm going to show you how to inspect those visually really quickly without any sort of fancy multimeter or anything like that, and then how to replace those. That's also a fairly common issue as well. It's not completely unheard of, so I will address that in this video. To get to the water valves, you do need to undo these 6 screws. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And that'll give us access to the panel. With those 6 screws removed, you should be able to just pull this panel right off. After removing those 6 screws, you will also going to have to take the front panel off. So there's 2 screws additional to that. So 1 right here and 2 right there. And with those 2 removed, you should be able to just flip this up. forward, I should say. There we go. So with the panel flipped forward, we can quickly look at the solenoids. So that's these, this light blue turquoise color part right here for any sort of cracks, and that'll serve as a visual confirmation that the valves are bad. In this particular case, we're not going to find it because the issue with this washer was the filters were clogged. But I will show you what bad valves look like in a second. But you can inspect them from both sides, so from the front right here. Then you can also come to the back right here and just take a look at the cylinder. If you can't see it from here, you'll have to just go ahead and take the valve off, which I'll show you in a second, to look at the solenoids. But a bad solenoid looks like this. This is from another machine. I think this is from actually a Whirlpool, but the cylinders, or I should say the solenoids, are pretty much exactly the same. They probably all get manufactured in the same factory, but that is what a bad solenoids, what bad solenoids look like. So you see those cracks right there on the solenoids, or on that turquoise part right there. That will prevent the water valves from opening and closing properly and lead to this issue. So let's go ahead and take them out, and that'll also allow us to look at them more carefully as well if you need that visual confirmation. To do that, all you got to do is undo all of these connectors. You can take a picture if you feel like you're not gonna remember what goes with what, but it's not that difficult. Then after that, it's just a couple of screws holding this valve assembly in, and after we take those screws out, we will have to loosen up a few hoses on this side. So I'll show you what that looks like. With the connectors off, it's actually easier to inspect the solenoids from this side for any cracks as well. So you can just do that before you pull off the valve. But basically, if your filters are not clogged, it's going to be an issue with the solenoid valves being the issue. I just wanted to show you a visual inspection that you could do real quickly, just if it gives you the peace of mind and you want to do that before ordering the part. After undoing the connectors, go ahead and undo these 3 screws. So 1, 2, 3. Alright, so after you've done those 3 screws, you should be able to lift up and kind of lift the valve body out, and like so. And then we just have to undo these 2 clamps right there. So 1 and 2. It's a lot easier to undo them with the screws out than it is to try to undo them while the valve is sitting in the proper spot. It's just kind of cramped for space. Alright, so we have removed the valve assembly. What I'm going to do is I'm going to link this part so that it kind of pops up in the video around now. A link should also be present in the description of this video, so if you need to order it, you can just find it from this video. But I will say, just make sure you double check to see if it's the same part number, so that DC97 15459G. Now, a lot of the washers, they use this same, a lot of the Samsung washers, they use this same valve assembly across a lot of the models, but you just want to double check before you go ahead and order it, particularly if you have a little bit of an older machine. So once you get your part number in, to install the valve is pretty much the same process, but in reverse order. I'm just going to be reinstalling the valve that I took out because it's good. But to install it, I like to just do the hoses first, put those clamps on, then you want to make sure that these seals go into these ports right here. So you just kind of want to work it at an angle, then put the screws down. So it should look something like this. Those clamps are on there, and those green seals are properly seated in the ports right here, and the best indicator of that is that these holes are all lined up right there. So 1, 2, and 3. All right, so we're just going to put the screws back in and go ahead and connect them back up as well. After that, go ahead and put this interface panel back into position. So the clips should go like this, and then should just sit like that. And then just time to slap on the back panel. Alright, so the washing machine has been hooked up to my test station, and it is well into the wash cycle over here, washing away a load of duct tape delicates somewhere down there, but it's working as it should. And that's kind of expected because we removed a fair amount of debris from the water inlet filter. So if you found this video to be helpful, make sure you hit the thumbs up sign.